What's up? What's up? What's up? We are back once again. It is Brian Forbes. This is Inside Steppin. I want to welcome all y'all, whoever you are, wherever you are. Whatever you're doing, I want you to stop it because I want you to hang out with me because we're going to talk about something that I guarantee you is going to affect you in ways that you had no idea that it would. Y'all, tonight we're going to talk about music and stepping. We're going to talk about the music that defines this dance that we all love so much, Chicago stepping. And I hate to have to preface it by saying Chicago stepping, but you know, these days you have to do that because unfortunately, you have to just say Chicago stepping. Otherwise, people outside of the city of Chicago don't really understand what that means. So we have to say that. That's just one of those little caveats that we have to deal with moving forward in the advancement and the progress of the dance. Anyway, tonight, y'all, I have a special guest. I have a DJ that you all know and love. So I want y'all to get ready for that, and we're going to get this party started right now. All right. So, y'all, what we're going to talk about is not so much, well, we're going to talk about the music because it's important, but we're going to talk about really like how this music affects you. Because whether we realize it or not or want to acknowledge it, the music affects all of us, in ways that I think many of us don't really understand, or sometimes it doesn't really occur to us when we just. So I think personally, I think music is something that a lot of us actually take for granted. That's what I think. I think we take music for granted. That's a sad thing to say, but I think it is. But we're gonna talk about it anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce to you none other than the illustrious, the superb, the stupendous, the ambassador, Kevin Nevels. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Good to see you. Good to hang out with you, my brother. What you up to, man? You staying out of trouble?
Man, what I owe that intro, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna start charging. I'm gonna have to charge you for that one, player.
What's up, bro?
So look, man, it's good to see you, my brother.
Likewise.
It been a little hot minute since we had the opportunity to hang out. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out with you is always an adventure. So that's always a good thing. What we got, producer? Yeah, I think that Facebook is not cooperating this evening, and it doesn't matter. But we are on YouTube. So you can put that out there, let people know if Facebook is even, because Facebook is on the blink tonight, y'all. Anyway, we gonna still have this show because we can put the link to this show up from YouTube to Facebook later on when Facebook get their stuff together because they've been seemingly having a rough day again. Yeah, well, with all of the hoopla and the crap going on, what else is new? Anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand, y'all. The music of stepping. So, Ambassador,
What's up, bro?
as of late, we have had some controversy. I struggle sometimes when we go through these things when it comes to stepping because I've been working so hard myself personally and others that I'm aware of. We've been working really hard to try and bridge these gaps that seem to be growing between the different disciplines or ideologies about stepping. You have people who gravitate toward what we like to refer to as old school. I'm trying to get away from using those terminologies because the old school, new school dynamic is one that was put in place that had more to do with competition than it actually did with the dance, because the dance has not changed. However, you have people who unfortunately, instructors who unfortunately seemingly put this thing kind of in there where they're like, well, that's old, we don't do that, or that's this, that, or the other. And I think a lot of it has to do with their attempts at profiting from it by not teaching, which many of them can't teach, the history of the music that goes with this dance. How do you feel about that whole dynamic, or am I off base? Correct me if I'm wrong. Where are we headed with this?
I don't think nobody's right or wrong. It's just a matter of opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my opinion, everything stems from the contest itself.
Wait. What do you mean everything stems from the contest?
Where
we're at?
The new school, the old.
With the terminology.
Okay. And I'm gonna say this because, and I'm gonna say, and I blame the contest because if we just get up there and regular dance like we do at the club, how do you expect to win?
Right. Now that we've talked about that on this show, and I think a lot of people don't realize that the dance from club to stage is different. It's not the same.
Absolutely.
I think there are people who miss that part.
Right. And I think a lot of people miss that part. So then the term new schoolers came, they start doing the 9,875 turns, which is what you got to do to kind of win,
Now that you mentioned that, I think you're right. I think I hadn't looked at that. I hadn't thought about that dynamic, but yeah, because one of my contingencies has always been that if you want to be able to call yourself really an effective stepper, and I guess now we have here's yet another division. Those who understand how to dance in the club and those who understand how to dance in a competition. So with that said, I think that you are probably going to be accurate on that, and I'm actually have to get at some thought and think about what that really means. And you're absolutely right, because without the turns, and I've told people this on this show repeatedly, that as a man, if you want to really think about your dance and your ability, if you can dance with a woman for 3.5 to 4 minutes and never put a spin on her one time, that'll be able to determine if your footwork is garbage or not. Because like I've said it before, back in the day, I've had women who were older than me back when I was coming up and stepping, and they'd tell you they weren't into all that spin. These were the bopping generation. They tell you don't spin me. Can you imagine a woman telling somebody don't spin me now?
Oh, they'll say it today.
Oh, I know they will. Yeah. I'm just saying, but if you think about some of the dances that we are familiar with and we know, and if a woman was like, "Yeah, don't spin me," ooh, that's a hell of a thing.
I think it depends who they dancing with.
Yeah,
they'll pretty much know if you're a spinner or not.
Now so they'll make a decision whether or not they want to actually dance with that person,
or even dance with you at all. Yeah.
Well, here's my focus for the evening, because I want to talk about this music. Now, I want to make a couple of statements before we get too deep into it, because I know we're gonna go there. Music, to me, is, and to many others, and I'm using this, I guess, terminology, but I know a lot of other people feel the same way. Music is the soundtrack of all of our lives. Music takes us places. When we hear certain songs, they remind us of places, they remind us of people, they remind us of times past. They even remind you sometimes of smells, as strange as that is, because it takes you to a place when you hear it. And people who've been in this dance for a long time, who gravitate more toward the older genres of music versus the newer genres of music, is why I think they have such a love for it. Now there are some newer dancers who like the older music as well. However, I'm finding that we're coming into a time where you can't I hate to see people divided over the music, and I've seen that. We've seen that over the last couple of years, and I really would like to see that not happen. And I think the question becomes, as DJs, and you being one of the more popular DJs in Chicago, is it important, critically important, that because every DJ has their own style, that we adjust our styles and our library in order to accommodate both sides of the dance?
Absolutely. Especially when you are, and it all depends on what kind of event you're trying to host, or whatever event that you DJing for, because every party is different, no matter what. I mean, right. even my weekly set every week is different, and that's based on the patrons. That's based on the people that come to the party.
Mm-hmm.
But let me say.
So you think that would that apply in terms of age group, or how would you break that demographic down?
No, just just for an example, just say if Sean Bandy is having his birthday party with us on Hollaback Thursday, so we might gravitate towards some of the newer music, because he'll probably have 50 to 100 of his followers there.
Okay, got you.
Opposed to what we might do normally, a lot of old school music. We might play some of the faster up-tempo music that night. It all depends on the people that come to the party.
Okay. Now, I've noticed that as of late, and I don't know if it's just me, maybe I'm paying more attention, I'm not sure, but I've noticed as of late, more and more DJs seem to be mixing the newer beats with some of the older music. I think, and I've seen you do it, so I know you're good at it. Is that a trend, something that's trending now, or what's the story on that?
Well, I kind of practice that because I throw a weekly set, and at my weekly set, I got old schoolers there and new schoolers, so we have to play for both. All the people that come to the event.
So it's somewhat of a mixed crowd then.
So it's a mixed crowd, yeah.
Now, and the funny thing is, even when you go from city to city, and this that I've found, it becoming and I want to talk about that part too, the part about being a DJ at some of these stepper sets, because it can be taxing. It can be actually work. No, it is work. That's something I think a lot of people fail to understand. The DJs are not just there sitting there like they're at home at the record player playing music. This is actually work. They actually have to take the time to make the right selections at the right time because of the crowd, and they have to be able to make sure that their sound is proper the whole time, make sure the tempo is where it needs to be. This is not an easy thing to do, right. And especially when you have so many choicey people. Right. And then you got folks that want to make requests and all that. Yeah.
Say everything. Don't forget everything. Don't forget we gotta damn near beat the promoter to the party and can't leave till the promoter go home.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, I wasn't even gonna get into that. I wasn't gonna get into the part about the setup and the putting up, and taking the speakers out and the look.
Leave nothing out.
That's right. It's work. And that's right. You got to be there before everybody, and you don't get to leave till everybody is gone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that absolutely is another part of it. And now, I think what happens is that some of the people that are newer in the dance don't really the idea that certain music resonates with certain crowds. I think some of them miss that. They miss that point. But taking Steppin out of it, and this is the part that I want people to truly understand about the music and how important it is, because really we haven't even really tapped into this the way I want to. We getting ready to get into it.
Come on with it, man. I ain't afraid of no ghost.
So you ain't scared.
Hey, come on
The
with
music is so critical to every part of our life. If you take the stepping out of it and you think about songs that you knew of and that you heard back in the day, something when you was a kid that take you back to a place. And I think everybody has got that one shameless song, that one song that if people knew you love that song, they'd be looking at you sideways. I think everybody's got one or two of those.
Brian, this is nothing new. Music is the universal language.
Absolutely.
It speaks to all of us, in some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
I've never met, and I'm gonna guarantee you never met anybody who said I don't like music.
I think you're probably right.
They might not like fried chicken, they might not like watermelon, but I've never heard nobody say, "Hey, I don't like music."
Yeah, because that would be a broad statement because there's so many different kinds of music. Right. They gonna like some kind of music.
Some of it, right?
Yeah, so that makes absolute sense, and I never even thought of that. Now with that, I think that one of the things that, and I was having a discussion with my daughter the other day, which is what prompted me to do this particular subject on this show. We were talking about, because I think I was, you know how I go off on my rants. I was ranting about something dealing with music, and we got to talking about the differences. And there's just this one thing that I think so many young people have missed that we enjoyed. That basement party. That being able, see, now I'm about to start sounding like Reggie Miles right here. That part about
I'm gone.
Being able to be at that basement party, and I don't care how big a thug you was. I don't care how hard you thought you was. I don't care who you thought you was. The one point that everybody wanted, the guys, it was always looking forward to them slow songs coming on. So you can grab you a girl and get your dance on right quick.
Absolutely.
And that to me is such a lost, like just a lost thing that to me created a certain social ideology from youth that we grew up with, that these kids now, and I can't even say kids anymore because the generations have changed, and even my own daughter, who is now 30, doesn't even know what that was like or had experienced that. Right. And it's unfortunate to me that we're where we are in society today, where that lack of social interaction between male and female in a dance, the romance of it, the physical touch of it, all of that has been completely lost. And I think that's partly why Steppin is why it holds on.
Well, we was going to people's houses, man.
Right.
We was stepping in people's houses. Ain't nobody they ain't having children in their house today.
Yeah, now that's true.
And just to say the party was packed, how many of us was down in somebody's basement? 20 of us, 30 of us.
Right.
In somebody's house. With their parents probably was upstairs.
Right, exactly. Making sure they did nothing go sideways.
And then it was not always, but sometimes it was some physical stuff going on after the parties.
Well, when I said physical, I just meant the whole point about having a girl close to you. Yeah, no, hell no. Yeah. Well, some of that stuff went on, but I'm saying though, because see, the part that I want to focus on with this is the fact that music is what made those parties what they were. From the dance music, from the straight up, let's, dance with each other, to the, let me hold this girl, and get my rock on for a little while, maybe say something in her ear,
Yeah, we was standing in one spot.
One spot, rocking back and forth, Jack.
That's right.
But
another one.
but it's like, man, when you start thinking about the social skills and the ability for people to understand interaction in a social dance and in a couple dance. A lot of us got that from that period. So if you look at the people who were born, let's say in the 90s, mid 80s, late 90s, mid 80s, early 90s, they did not get to experience that because by the time they were adults, people wasn't slow dancing anymore. So there's a certain like loss of social interaction that took place. And if you look at the way people handle each other now, and then you got to think about the other side of that is when rap music came into the game and the language. You know, if we heard somebody say "damn" on a record, you know, everybody would turn their head like, "What?" Now it's whatever, you know. So how do you feel about the differences between the social interaction of an entire generation now not having ever experienced something like that?
Well, times have changed, man. Times have changed.
But have people changed?
Of course, of course. Um, and beyond stepping, I think a lot of stuff has to do with people's growing ups. And what I mean by that is a lot of our 80s babies grew up with single parents in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Opposed to me as a 60s baby, where we had all my friends I grew up with, we all had both parents at home.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 80s, you just didn't see that. You know,
Right.
so I think that had a lot to do with, with the social stuff going on, and you can't, we not having basement parties in my house, son.
Right, because we knew what went on at the basement party.
You know what went on at the basement party. Yeah. Times just changed, Brian.
I just think it's so damn unfortunate. I think that so much has been lost that, like, and I think that when now bringing it back into stepping, I think a lot of that has to do with why so many people have to be taught the culture of stepping and why we do some of the things we do. And I think
But we never want to get away from the culture or the history of it because it's great.
It is.
It
really is.
Yeah, it's great. It's just when I keep saying the time has changed, it's like now you have to literally go to the club in order to get it. You got to go.
I'm always disappointed though when I talk to people now, and we're discussing stepping and or an instructor or somebody that has come to do workshops and things like that, and some of the instructors, there are only a few who actually attempt to give bits and pieces of the culture, if not educate on it and the history. And I hear people say things like they talk too much.
Oh,
It thoroughly disappoints me because there's so much information, and if they only understood that just a couple of those gems would improve their dance tremendously if they just listened to it.
Well, I've never been to a class
Mm-hmm.
uh, as a student.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to a couple of classes and observed.
Right.
Now it depends on who the instructor is.
Mm-hmm.
So if the instructor is an '80s baby, how you gonna tell me what was happening in the '70s?
Right. Well, but
know?
see, and then there you go. That right there is part of why when I talk about that lost culture of the basement dance or the fact that we had, I mean, even at proms when we were coming up in our age group, you know what I'm saying? You had your chance to slow dance, and those missing pieces. And then you put these people, these 80s babies, these 90s babies, people who are dancing now, and try to get them to kind of wrap their mind around the concept of the way we did things. I think they struggle with that.
Of course, because they don't know. Because they just simply don't know. But then you got the students as well saying, I didn't come to hear that. I want
Right.
I want to just
learn these
I
steps.
want to move my feet like yours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I've heard a lady. I was sitting with a lady at I don't know what event it was, and she saw Ann from Detroit. Saw her stepping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want her to teach me. I want her to be my instructor. I said, you can't. Your body don't move like hers. She
Right.
can't teach you that. You could never do that.
Mm-hmm. And she'd have to do her version of what she saw versus trying to be, to do what she did. Absolutely. So well, it's like when we move forward in this dance, and we are moving forward. I what I would like to see is, rather than we always having these debates back and forth about the dance, old school, new music, old music, I would rather see people embrace both sides of this. I mean, because ultimately that's what needs to happen in order. I remember it was this summer, as a matter of fact, at the white party. I saw you there. I was lucky enough to be standing there when a little man on man, or better yet, let me call it the new term, the get down session, started to take place. There was Tick Man, Tony Bourne, Kim Bowie, Celeste, Pete Frazier. There was Sean Bandy. There was a list of people standing in that circle that you will rarely see in one place at the same time. I was fortunate enough to videotape that. And as later on, after I had posted it and some time went past, I remember reading down the timeline. There was somebody on there that said, oh, they ain't even stepping, they just jumping around. And that disturbed me, because I realized that there's so much that others don't know. And when we get to that point, especially when we start talking about even the music, these people may be familiar with some of the songs that we play as DJs that are considered staples of the dance from a time past. But the fact is, those songs take us to a place, a memory, a history.
Was that person, no names, was that person a stepper or a newer stepper? Had to be.
To be honest with you, I don't remember. But I do believe that I asked them how long they had been stepping. I don't know if I got an answer or not. And that is the thing that, when I hear these type of things, it makes me. But see, man, I have so many thoughts when stuff like this.
That's what we did when I started stepping in 1978, 14 years old. And that's what we did. We stepped with other guys.
Right.
We was trying to show off in front of them.
To certain songs. Right.
James Brown only.
Nah.
It was James Brown,
Yeah.
Was doing splits and pick me up and flip me, and we was doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well,
it's like, and then you mentioned James Brown only. You got JBs, what we called it. Everybody, you listen to the JBs, but they're also like, when you start talking about songs like was Dog a Donut, some of the rock songs that we would play. And people don't, when they hear these rock songs, all they think about is like, why they playing
what
that?
is that, right?
But for us, that was like, it's time to do the damn thing.
I was like, where dude at? Where's Ty?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to cut his head.
Yeah. Right.
But it's, where the music is concerned, there has to come a point where we are able to marry the two, what has seemingly become two sides of the culture, through the music, which is why I am glad, like, for example, watching you spin sometimes, and you do now mix the old with the new. I think it does give it. Now, see, to some degree, being somewhat of a purist myself, it's like, some stuff you just don't want to mix. But in a mixed crowd, guess what you got to do? You got to mix the music. Am I wrong?
You're right.
Yeah. So, and you seem to be pretty good at that, sir. I think I got a couple of your mixes around here somewhere. Somewhere over there on the turntables, you dig?
Well, the thing is, we trying to please everybody, which is probably virtually impossible. So you try to please the masses. Try to please as many people as you can. And like you said in the beginning, this stuff ain't easy. Especially when people got their own perspective or what they just want to hear.
Right. And you can't change people's opinions. You can't change you can't change what they want, because they, like us, have a certain music that they want to hear to dance to. So they of course going to feel that way. But and now
I take requests. Sometimes a request might help you. They might hey, can you play Skipping Work by Eddie Kendricks? You'd be like, man, I didn't think of that. Yes, I'll play that.
Right. Because you're so deep in your library, you ain't even thought about it. Yeah, you're right.
I might play it next. But then they might ask me to play another song that really don't go with the party.
Right.
And, so you'd be like, I don't know if I can play that. But
I had a DJ teach me, you want to tell a story. You want your music to tell a story. You want to get people in a place, and you want to hold them there, especially if they grooving.
You want to make them feel that music. That's what
right. Make them feel some kind of way. Now, I had an interesting discussion today with another well-known stepper and instructor, and we got to talking about things like different DJs and their styles, and how a promoter can make the difference between a good set and a bad set in terms of the DJ. Because all DJs, I don't care who you are, much like all steppers, vary, and they have differences. They have those subtle differences that some people want to hear and others don't. So as a promoter, I think they have to be careful about who they put in their set, or understand who their target audience is. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. For the most part, the best promoters that I have worked for let you do your thing. Then you got some promoters, I'm gonna say janky promoters.
That was a good movie. I like that movie.
Janky promoters. They want it, and they like, so what you saying? F your supporters?
Right. Well, my feeling is this, because that topic actually came up today with somebody I was talking to, and we talked about the promoters who would tell DJs what not to play. Don't play this, don't play that. And I'll just be honest with you, being a new to the DJ scene myself, I feel that I'm capable of carrying a party the way it should be carried, if not better. But at the same time, I feel like if, as a promoter, you want to determine what music gets played, and you're not trusting your DJ enough to let him get his flow on, I think you need to get you a controller and some speakers and get your ass on stage.
And a promoter told me, don't play no Anita Baker.
Huh.
I said, really? I said, well, I'm gonna play some Anita Baker, especially. So I'm paying.
Just because you said it.
Well, he was like, I'm paying you, man, and you said. I said, well, if somebody asks me to play it, I'm gonna play it. Oh man, he said something. I said, you know what? Then I'm gonna have to turn this gig down.
Right.
Because I don't want to. I'm not gonna do that, man. Then you saying Anita Baker?
Putting no skirts on me, cuz.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I could see if he said, don't play some Tupac. But he said Anita Baker?
Yeah, that's a stretch. I mean, especially now, the other thing is, in terms of the music, tempo. Like when we play these sets, I remember I did a set one time, and I pretty much went medium and up most of that whole set. And the people I was spinning for were extremely happy. They left out of there talking about they feet hurt. I killed it. But then I've played other sets where, and at that set, the floor stayed packed. And you just can't do that with every set. And I think it's important for DJs and the promoter to collaborate in the area of understanding what the vibe in the room is. Because you just gotta, you could take one person out of that room and it could change the whole vibe.
Every set is different, man. Like I said in the beginning, every set is different. So you have to go up with the music, down with the music. You got to go level with the music to see where the people gravitate to, And I think some of us jocks who also dance get an advantage because we know if I was dancing,
what I would want to hear.
That's
exactly right.
Or what tempo should I do next?
Mm-hmm.
You got a packed floor, and you playing that music at 90 beats a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People sweating. You're like, okay, I need to slow it down next song.
Mm-hmm.
You pick a good
give them a
song.
break.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to give them a break where they can go sit down. You just want to
get
slow
comfortable.
the music down, and you want to play another great song.
Mm-hmm.
You want them. I like when people come up there and say, I ain't gonna cuss, but they gonna say, well, damn, man, I'm trying to sit down. I'm trying to get out of here, but you keep playing cut after cut. That's.
Look, I had somebody tell me not too long ago, you play too much. You play too much. Stop it. You play too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely understand. What do you think about the way things are going and where we are potentially headed with this dance? Because I've repeatedly said there's a changing of the guard taking place, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. And I know, like, for example, Reggie Miles doesn't like the word evolution, but let's face it. The bottom line is we evolved from bopping into stepping, and stepping is evolving into something else now. And at the end of the day, even though it's still stepping, as much as we love to hold on to what was, there's always going to be something new coming down the pipe.
I mean, stepping is just a terminology.
Right.
Like Reggie said, I'm a bopper, you know what I'm saying? But it's called stepping now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another friend of mine, he don't like the term new school and old school. He say ain't no such thing as new school,
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, it is because somebody came up with the term and everybody says it, so now it's here to stay.
And you're right, because people are not. If you just say, okay, we shouldn't say that no more, people are not going to stop saying it tomorrow.
No.
It's now, become part of the culture.
And I can't say where it's going, but it don't really need to stop.
Now that part,
yeah,
I agree with that part.
We need the younger generation. I don't know what we can do to get them to kind of start learning how to dance or come to the parties, or even. Well, let me just say this. Even to get the younger generation to come to the party, you got to play some of the music that they like.
Yeah, I was going to say, so potentially the newer music is going to help them to gravitate toward the dance. I mean, because I've seen a lot of rap incorporated into the stepping thing now. That's,
so, because as a stepper, Brian, we actually step to a beat.
Right.
We step
beat in tempo, yeah.
Yeah, not a lyric. We step to a beat.
Now hold on now. I do listen to the lyrics real hard on some songs. Right?
Some people do. But
some of them songs, them lyrics,
that bass is hidden, and that you can groove to it.
Right.
You
don't catch that beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think too. I mean, because you're right, and it's like trying to bridge these gaps of difference that so many differences that people gravitate toward in the dance, And I think that in human nature, we sometimes everybody just wants to seem like they're either the first or they're different or they're not like everybody. I don't know what it is, man, but if we need to marry this old with the new and just make it dance. It doesn't need to be old. It don't need to be new. It needs to be the dance. It needs to be the music.
Well, let me talk about my buddy Will Barnes,
Go ahead.
my good buddy. So, uh, now, in my opinion, I've been to his event. His event is well attended, and the music was not bad. Okay, um, and I had an argument with somebody who wasn't even at the party, right?
Funny how that happens.
Yeah, it just was like, oh, they playing all up tempo music. I can't dance to that. Ooh, you know. I said, no, it wasn't all up tempo music, and it wasn't all rap music. You know, I heard some R. Kelly in there. I heard some Carl Thomas. I heard some Kim. I heard some Joe. You know, and to me, that's new school. I'm gonna say new school. New music. You know, and it was good music. You know, and that's what they want to listen to. You know, and it wasn't bad. You know, and then I actually saw a video of their last event where he was playing some slower music, and they was actually walking.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
So I think I don't know, because I've been a person who, in my later years, I'm trying to become more flexible, because what I don't want to become is that dude who is like some of my elders now who refuse to touch a computer, and or I don't want to be one of those people who doesn't evolve with the way things move in the world. You know, we miss so much by rejecting stuff because we want to hold on to what we had so badly. Yeah. Now, I am a stickler for holding on to the culture and the history because it is necessary and it is respectful to those who set this dance the way that it is, made it possible. And I don't like to see that or them disrespected. But I also understand
that's another thing too. You just said disrespect,
right?
Because now I haven't talked to Will about it, but I'll say it right here on the show. I thought it was kind of disrespectful when he said, "I won't be playing no old ass dusty music." You know?
Yeah, that's a disrespectful statement.
Yeah, and it was just the term. I mean, if you're gonna throw what we call a new school event, just throw a new school event. You know,
right? You don't have to condemn the other.
Yeah, you don't have to condemn the other. Yeah, you know, because what'll happen and what did happen, it stopped a lot of the older people from even attending, supporting it. You know, and I'm sure I can't speak for them, but I'm gonna say, come on, man, I know you don't want that.
Right. Yeah, and you know, it's important to protect brands. It's important, you know, that some people, you know, some things are just better left unsaid, especially if you're a person that is trying to grow the dance or be a part of the history making side of it, where you're doing things that is promoting the progress of the dance. You shouldn't, you know, say things like that. Maybe because at the end of the day, the old school ain't going nowhere till we die off, and the new school ain't gonna get past us no time soon. And even then, there's gonna come a point where some of them will still embrace what we consider old school as time moves forward.
10 years from now, they're gonna be old schools.
Exactly. And so, ain't that funny how that works?
Yeah,
that's that cycle of life, Jack.
Absolutely.
You know, and look, in the illustrious words of my man, Pretty Ricky, Jack. You dig? Yeah. So, I what I'm saying though is that what I don't want to see is that disrespect. I want to. Because I don't know, man. I guess because I'm getting older, I'm feeling more of in a kumbaya type mood or something. I don't know what it is, man. I just want to see people come together.
Why don't you invite Will to do the show with you one day?
William Owens?
William Barnes.
William Barnes. Okay, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. That would be actually, you know, that would be a good thing because I would I'd like to get some, his perspective,
Yeah.
and that's what this show is about. Because what I want to see is people uh, come together and just make sure that we don't alienate one another, to the degree where, oh, that's them over there and that's them over there. I don't want to see that. I want
I
people.
don't think that was his intentions.
No, I'm sure it wasn't his intent, but you know, and he may have been even jokingly making a statement like that, because you think about it, like, Reggie Miles said 9,875 turns. Some people got in their feelings. Some people thought it was funny, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is going to have their own perspective or their own, idea of statements and things, and some people are more sensitive than others. Some people don't expect people to, be upset about some of this stuff, but it is what it is, man.
This is stuff serious, man. Shoot, they had a contract out on Will.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. When I saw that, I was back when it happened. I was like, whoa,
Right.
what the hell?
Right.
Yeah. I definitely I side-eyed it. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I was, he my boy, but I was kind of mad at him too. I was like, come on, man. And as a promoter, man, that ain't what we want. We want.
Speaking of promotions, man, what's up with the Holla Back crew?
Oh man, holla back for life, baby.
Holla back, holla back. Tell us what
Right.
that is, man.
Every
Tell the people who don't know what the Holla Back is about, man. Give us
Back.
some insight.
Man, holla back every Thursday at the Grand Ballroom, 6351 Southland Cottage Grove. We start at 6 o'clock. We get out of there roughly 11 o'clock to midnight. But man, it's for everybody. We step.
So for all y'all that's listening to this show and you ain't been to Chicago, you need to make sure you get there. I'm going to tell you, when you go to Chicago, it's two things you need to do. You need to get there on a Thursday so you could go to the Holla Back Thursday.
That's right.
With my man Kevin Nevels right here, the ambassador. And you need to be there. You need to make sure you don't leave before Sunday so you can take your tail out there to Heroes and get some of that real Chicago style.
That's right. With my man.
You will be full when you leave Chicago behind a couple of them events. Trust and believe.
Right.
My man, Coach Chiefs from down here in Houston, was in Chicago last weekend, man. I still hadn't had an opportunity to talk to him. But I am going to see him this weekend because he's coming to San Antonio because, the warden, my wife,
Hey,
Poppy Forbes, her birthday is this weekend. We've been partying all month. Her birthday is this weekend, man. We got a lot of people coming in from all over the state, actually, man. The Texas boys will be in the building. My man, Coach Chiefs from Houston. My man, Ken Holden will be up, and Tracy Lacey in the they'll kick my butt if I because I don't forgot. Look, she said stop calling her the damn warden. Here come the warden. Look.
Hey, Poppy.
What's Tracy Lacey and them's group? Faces of Houston. Yeah, they coming, and it's Tracy Lacey's birthday on Sunday. They're gonna all go to Dallas. It's gonna be another event going on. So we're gonna have a time in Texas this weekend. It's gonna be turned up starting Thursday. My man Stretch will be in the building. We got a lot happening here, man. And so for those of you who are in the local area, in the local listening area, if you want something to do this weekend, you need to show up in San Antonio, Texas, because it is going to be on and cracking around here. Mr. Nike will be in the building with the Nike experience. It's going to be on, man. We're going to have a good time. So the Holla Back is y'all's event every Thursday.
Brian, we got the Jam Master, my man DJ Vale.
Yeah.
On the box with me, yours truly on the box. And don't forget the Steppin Paparazzi, Willie Bell.
Willie Bell in the building.
That's right. So I always say bring your Kool-Aid smile because he going to catch
you slipping.
That's right.
If you ain't got your Kool-Aid smile, he'll catch you.
And our wonderful Holla Back girl, Linda Holloway, she takes care of a whole lot of everything. She takes care of all.
You gotta have a good team, man. You gotta have a good team.
She takes care of all the vendors. She takes care of all the reserved tables. She take care of actually even the ladies who don't get a dance. she goes around and picks off the guys and say, hey, that lady over there
Huh.
dancing today, go dance with her.
You know, I think every event should have people like that walking around.
Man, she is great, man.
I
She's
think I like that. I think every event should have hostesses or somebody who makes sure and they identify people, women in particular, because there's many more of them than it is us, who haven't had a dance and make sure that they get one.
and she make them
I think
guys
that's a great idea.
dance
That
with
is
no
fantastic. I love that.
yes.
Tell her I love that.
And she did that on her own. That wasn't no instructions by me or
But
Fed
that's
on the way.
brilliant, man. That's a brilliant move, though. It really is. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. We got a
Man,
good
shoot.
nucleus, man. We got a good nucleus. Don't forget dancing Vernon. You know, he gonna make sure the ladies get a dance anyway.
There, see there. He gonna work the room.
Oh, he works from man. Yeah, so we
That's
got a great event. You know, everybody's welcome. It's just $5 at the door. You know, and man, we get it in. We walk, we line dance, we step, we play a little house music. Uh,
You know what I like about the Grand Ballroom? Because it puts you in the mind of, the dance hall from back in the day, man.
yeah,
The
it's
floor
big.
is big. Y'all up there on the stage in the band shell, man.
Yeah.
And you got the long bar on the side. I love that place.
You know, that's the longest bar in Chicago.
Yeah. And you gotta look. And for those of y'all who don't know, when you go in the Grand Ballroom, you gotta come up the stairs. It just puts you in the mind of old times. And you go in, and the music is always great. Because, of course, my man, Ambassador Kevin Nevels on the ones and twos doing his thing. And, man, it's just a beautiful thing, man. I love that place. I do.
Yeah, when
I
I
love
first
going
went
there.
there, man, I thought it was like in an Apollo theater. I was
That's
like,
what,
wow.
yeah. See, it puts you in that kind of in that kind of a mindset, man. It's a beautiful place. I love it.
Yes, it is.
My man William Owens is on here. He we got to mention Steppamania down there in Houston.
Yeah. March
him and his
22nd through the 25th.
yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We're gonna be in H Town.
Yeah, in Houston,
Cool.
Texas, March
Cool like
March
that
22nd,
stuff. That's right.
2022, y'all.
Yeah.
We're gonna
I'll
be in
there.
H Town
Me
for.
and my partner, my mentor, Sam, the Godfather Chapman.
Is he gonna come this time? He gonna travel?
No, man, we try to drag him down there. But
Tell him we're gonna send a limo for him.
Sam, he will come. You know, he'll drive. He don't fly.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said, is he gonna travel?
Yeah.
We wanna make sure.
He'll drive. You know.
Okay.
So hopefully he'll make it. You know, but if not, it don't matter. We still gonna have a great time.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna
Well, we like they always say, even and when you see Sam Chapman, y'all make sure y'all give him his accolades. Get that man his flowers. Now, that's something we all need to start doing with each other. We need to make sure we give our people our flowers while they're here. Don't wait until we done hit it's time for us to check up out of here and be sending bouquets of roses. Send them to us now. Tell us what we, make sure we get what we need. And for those of y'all out here watching the show, I'm thanking all of my YouTube subscribers that have come in and watch the show, because Facebook is clearly acting a fool tonight, which is okay by me because I'm about to get away from them anyway. But for all of you who are on the YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because that is what helps to keep me doing this, because this is a thankless job. And we want to make sure, we stay in the game for as long as we can. So y'all make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bells and the buttons and all the whistles, so we can make sure, when we come on, y'all know we there. Because this weekend I will be going live from the Scorpio Bash right here in San Antonio at Don Adolfo's. That's where we're going to be, y'all. It's a day set from 1 to 6. From 11 to 1, Nike will be doing instruction, giving a class, and we're going to start the party at 1 o'clock. It is a huge venue. It is a beautiful venue. The Mexican food, man, is off the chain. Oh, my God. The food is bananas, man. Yeah. So we're going to have a dance floor pack. We're going to have a VIP section. I got a whole separate DJ just for the VIP section, and it's going to be bananas. We got a smoke section for the fellas, bring your sticks. You want to smoke your cigars. We got a whole comfortable lounge on the outside with the flame grills and everything out there, man. You can just sit out there and relax, listen to some good music, and hang out with us this weekend, man. It's going to be really, really nice. We got to do that
event, Brian, we talked about, man. We got to do that event we talked about.
I agree.
The cowboy event at the barn.
Yeah. Between you and Stretch, boy, y'all working me. Y'all gonna make me.
Oh,
Y'all gonna
okay.
make that thing go.
Don't make me call Stretch.
y'all gonna team up on me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think it needs to happen. Because it's definitely something that I think will be well received. And I got to give shouts out to all the people, particularly Nike with his new event, Texas Heat, and all the people who have started the different new events. Right quick before we go, I want to ask your opinion, and maybe I might get in trouble for this. I might not. We'll see what happens. You might get in trouble for it. How you feel about the white party leaving Chicago to combine with the Heritage Ball in Florida?
Well, I actually didn't have any feelings when I saw it. All I knew was that I was going.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Enough said. Okay.
That's all I do.
Yeah, I've gotten different feedback. People, because I haven't drawn any conclusions. More than likely, I will also be there, sir. So we'll be in good company. I have not drawn any conclusions about it. I've heard different things, different people's opinions, and I'm at the point where it's like, does it really matter? They're giving an event. It's gonna be nice. We know it's gonna be nice. Yeah. At the end of the day, what we ultimately are all interested in is going there to dance.
Let me say this to try to get in some trouble. Because a lot of people always have their opinions on things, Well, let me just say this. Okay, well, the white party won't be here in Chicago. Put your money together and you throw a white party in Chicago.
Now.
Or be
right.
quiet.
And you already know you're going to hear crickets behind that one, right?
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be crickets. Yeah, it's always the ones that aren't really doing much that want to tell everybody else what to do. So
what they should.
It is what it is, bro. You got people who do and you got those who talk about doing.
Well, there's that word evolution come in again. You know what I'm saying? This might be big for both of those promoters, both of those groups.
I actually think that it is going to benefit both of them. I think that one of the interesting things about it for me is that the combination of the two, it kind of makes you wonder what it would have been like to be a fly on the wall when that topic even came up. Like, how did that even, how did that come to be? But it almost doesn't matter, because what's going to happen is, like everything else in this dance, it's going to change. And I tell people all the time, Steppin and its culture and its people are fluid. There's going to always be new alliances. There's going to always be people who fall out with each other. So as long as that's happening, you're liable to see anything. You're liable to see any event change hands, flip around, switch up. Something new come down the pipe, some old fall off.
Steppin itself. You can take this dance and the community to another state and do well.
Yeah,
that's I'm sure Pete wasn't trying to make anybody feel any kind of way about not doing it here in Chicago and all that, because he's gonna invite everybody to come to Miami.
Right.
Come on, let's go to Miami. Let's take it to Miami. And it's going. I think it's going to benefit both groups.
Bridget Drop White just responded, and she said, if you don't like it or got a problem with it, don't go. Now, enough said.
Enough said, right.
Enough said. She just put the icing on the cake. She put the chocolate icing on the cake.
Thank you for talking for me.
You don't like it? You got a problem with it?
Don't go.
Stay your ass at home, baby.
And see, being kind of insider, friends with both groups, right. I knew something was gonna happen. They didn't tell me what. They just
they kept it pretty. They kept it close to their chest. They did a good job with that.
They told
no
me
leaks.
Gonna happen. Just stay tuned. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good, and I think it's gonna benefit everybody involved. So, I have nothing bad to say about it. I can only wait and get ready to go and have my fun, because I'm going. Ain't no need me. I ain't going to sit up here and play. I'm going.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
Get
that on
my
that. Look,
plane
look, look, look,
ticket,
look.
get my
And
ticket.
just so y'all know, I'm gonna be summertime fine too by then. I'm gonna go and get
Okay.
look. I'm about to lose this. Look, lose this over here right quick. You dig? I already told my wife you won't notice, baby.
Okay.
Cause I'm not gonna be the fat guy on the beach this year. Trust me.
Yeah, we going to Miami. I'll be in Atlanta this weekend, man, with Chicken Wing.
Oh, okay, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Chicago Steph was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it
Okay.
okay to mention it?
Is it okay to mention? Yeah, Mitch, man,
Oh yeah,
talk about
okay.
it.
Yeah, we'll be with the Chicago Steppers in Atlanta. We'll be at the Hope Banquet Hall in Jonesboro,
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, from 9 o'clock to 2 a.m.
Getting it in.
I'll be rocking the box with my man DJ Samsonite.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna
Train.
get it in. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He have a strictly grown folk event, man. You can't wear
That's
no
what's
gym
up.
shoes in there. Preferably no
Step a shop.
J's. Yeah, step a shop.
Got to come step a shop. That's another thing.
Step a shop.
We talked about
That's part of the culture.
yeah, we talked about that. I had Pretty Ricky on, man. We talked about the clothes and the culture one of them days, you dig? And
Well, Ricky get dressed to take the garbage out. So
thank you. You understand me? Look, you understand me? Church on the move. That man be clean when he take out the trash. Don't play.
Just to take the garbage out. So
That's the way you do it right there. That's how I came up. That's how I grew up, you dig? You put your gear on when you leave the house. You don't walk out looking crazy, man. People, man, what you smoking now?
that's right.
So, well, listen here, Mr. Nevels, Mr. Ambassador, the one, the only,
It's a pleasure.
the latest, the greatest, in there like swimwear,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Nevels. I appreciate you, man, for coming on and hanging out with me, man, and talking about this music thing and, just helping to maybe bring a little more clarity to the game for those out there who really want to know. I'll see you again soon. I got your thing.
You got some nice jewelry on, bro.
I got your pieces. I got your pieces.
All right.
You'll be getting those soon because I'm about to go back full swing on the jewelry side. In fact, I'm about to start a jewelry show. So I'll have Inside Steppin' on Tuesday, the Black Fact on Wednesday, and Silverstone Gems on Sunday. I'll be actually making jewelry live on the air.
Okay.
So that's something new that I'm getting ready to work on because people want my jewelry and I haven't been making it lately, and I'm getting ready to get back into the swing of things, and I'm going to start pushing that product a little harder.
That's cool.
So, like I said, brother, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on and hanging out with me.
Man. It was a pleasure, man. Happy birthday.
We're going to get a chance to.
Tell them this is happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, she ran. She heard you. She watching the show. She watching it on TV down there. So, yeah, man. So, well, I appreciate it, brother. You be, safe travels. I hope you have a good time, man, over there in the A. You're kicking it with Chicken Wang and them.
Yeah.
And
next time you're in Chi-Town, man, you like to do your show, man, you can do it right here from the embassy.
That's a good idea. Cause the embassy is set up for that.
For sure is.
Wonder how that happened. All right, man. I appreciate you, dog. We gonna roll. You have yourself a good night, man. Safe travels if I don't talk to you, and I'm gonna see you again real soon, my brother.
Peace, my friend.
Be easy. Peace out.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. My man, the ambassador, Kevin Nevels, come in to kick it with your boy on Inside Steppin'. Cause y'all, I got a lot of friends around the Steppin' community. People I've been knowing a whole long time. People have been around. People I've been, breaking bread with and that kind of thing, man. And I'm real happy to be able to say that I have some really solid friends and solid associates in this game. And I want to tell all y'all I love you. And I mean that. There are many who appreciate this dance immensely to the point of understanding what it's like to work with one another, even through difficulty, even through hardship, pain, trouble, illness, and anything else. And when we have the opportunity to do that for and with one another, I think we need to take full advantage of that. I want to say that y'all always do everything you can to try and understand those around you. Try to understand that Everybody is not you. Everybody is not where you are. Everybody's journey is somewhat different. And when those things are prevalent, you have to remember that they may require some understanding. They may require, and it doesn't hurt us to stop sometimes to help somebody else. It doesn't hurt us sometimes to take that extra minute, that pause for the cause, and listen to what somebody has to say, and not take what they say and rub it in their faces. We don't have to repeat everything that we hear. We don't have to be the sounding, the megaphone of information when it comes to the people around us. Sometimes it's good to be able to have people to confide in you and listen to what these people have to say to you, so that you yourself can be trusted with people's information, with people's pain, and sometimes with people's heartache. We all have to be looking out for one another. Right quick before I go, Tony Adway, sir, I heard you make a comment the other day that Reggie Miles was supposed to call you and he don't return phone calls. Well, I'm sending that same message out to your ass. I done called you, sir. I expect to hear back from you. I'm putting that out there. So with that, let me also say, Tony, I love you, my brother. We go back, way back, some decades, and you feel free to reach out this way anytime you need. And that applies to so many others. Again, we don't spend enough time loving on each other in this dance. We should spend more time. And I'm happy that the ones who do that. I'm happy when people call me and say, hey, B, man, I'm just checking on you. Hey, B, here's a good topic for your show. Any of that. Because it lets me know that I'm on people's minds, and I want people to be, and there are people on my mind. And I call people and I say hello and that kind of thing. Not always. Sometimes I'm neglectful. But we have to be better. We all have to be better. We all got room for improvement, y'all. So let's do that. Let's improve. Let's be better. Let's be better for each other. Let's be better for the dance. And I want to say thank each and every one of you. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with your homie. And it is about that time. I'm going to attempt to finish my dinner that I started a little while ago. I love y'all. Everybody have yourselves a wonderful night. And let's get ready to get back on the wood. Come Saturday, we will be on the wood right here in San Antonio. We will be getting it in for Poppy Forbes' birthday. She been partying all month, y'all. I'm just saying. I mean, all the way back into October. I'm just saying. So soon it'll be over. All right, y'all. Everybody have yourselves a good night. Thank you. I love you. Peace out.